Okay, so while we do,
This call is now being recorded.
so I will do
This
that.
call is now taking notes.
I want us to just, I will be walking us through quickly the Dash community, what we do, who we are. So the Dash Community Initiative, we have a clear vision, right, to have a fulfilled, engaging, and productive generation of young Nigerians. I know that at one point in your lifetime, you must have heard, oh, this person, lazy youths, lazy Nigerian youth, this and that. Well, I think that from time to time we've been able to prove them wrong. Well, I don't know about you, but I know quite a number of persons who have tried their best, to giving their best to the community, to the society, even for themselves. And our mission in Dash, at the Dash Community Initiative, is to provide personal and professional development resources that enable young Nigerians to attain their goals and positively impact the society. Now, this program, this webinar that we have put together is one of the many ways that we are achieving that. And so, you attending this is also fulfilling our vision of having a productive generation of young Nigerians. Now, today, we are going into the vision blueprint, mapping your 2026 goals. If you already have you did this New Year resolution thing, I want you to raise your hand with or maybe just react. If you already have your New Year resolution or your vision mapped out for the year or your plans for the year, and just give me a thumbs up or something. Wow. So it means that, okay, Jesse already has that. I don't want to believe it's only Jesse that does. Samuel, okay. Okay. Khadija, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So let's just say these are the only people who are taking 2026 seriously. I don't believe so anyway. Okay. So we thought about it. This session, and it's from one of the very best. We didn't just bring any other person to you. It's one like the one of the very, and right now I will be introducing our speaker. He'll be turning on his camera and I'll just read his bio. And I tell you that this bio is not even doing justice. By the time you hear him speak, then you will know what I'm talking about. So Mr. Debayo is a professional excellence, is a personal excellence coach with over 15 years of experience, driven by a clear mission to help people achieve all-round excellence using proven principles. He's a trained speaker, thought leader, and the author of Living Excellently. He leads success within international, a social enterprise focused on raising individuals of outstanding success. He also hosts the YouTube podcast Excellence with Adebayo. You can tell by now, I need you to like just begin to give some virtual claps for Mr. Adebayo because he knows his onions. Yes, excellence is his watchword. Mr. Adebayo also serves as an adjunct professor teaching project management in Ontario, Canada, and he sits on the board of directors of the PMI Lakeshore chapter, and he's also a member of the Harvard Business Review Advisory Council. His mantra is very simple, nothing short of excellent. Dash community attendees, everybody, I want you to give some applause to Mr. Debayo as he, begins to speak. Thank you so much, Mr. Debayo, for joining us. It's really a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Debayo.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you can all hear me and see my screen.
Yes.
Yes. I think my screen is visible now. Really excited to be here, and thank you for having me, Dash Community. One of the things I like to do and I'm really passionate about is giving back, because I think that one of the greatest gifts we can give humanity is service. So every single time I have an opportunity to do this, I take it with every single thing I have, and I just always try to create time for this. Now I'll talk about how to power up your 2026, and my biography has been read, so I'll just keep this slide. And one thing I want to say is that every single time we start a new year, a lot of people make new year resolutions, and oh, I want to stop lying, oh, I want to pray every day, oh, I want to make more money, oh, I want to get this in my career. But after January, the new year resolution has probably gone. So what exactly do you think is the challenge with the fact that our New Year resolution is not inked on anything? Now, it's very simple. It's because there's no system in place. And that's the difference between goal setting and New Year resolution. And that's all I'll be doing today. And I'm going to give you some, principles that you guys, I will have said you guys should do it on the call. It's okay if you want to do it. If not, go back and take an assignment, and just try to put your year together, and you see how powerful your year would be. I started goal setting when I was a student of Covenant University. I started back as 2008, and even every semester on my wall in my room, you will see how much I projected each of my grades. And every semester I have a projected CGPA. I don't know if you've heard something like that before. I don't wait to the end of the semester before I see my results. No, at the beginning of the semester, I write on my wall, this is the projected GPA and this is the projected cumulative grade average points. And it was very strategic for me. And I did not just finish as the best graduating student in my department and in my set, but in my final year, if I'd had 1.0 as GPA, I would have still finished with first class as well. So that's how powerful goal setting is. And I've used goal setting for a lot of things in my life, and I've done dangerous things that sometimes when people hear that, oh yeah, you've done this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the power of goal setting. All right. Before I start, I like to meet my audience, so I would like to meet with you. If you can unmute, fine. If you can't, please use the chat. I'm going to read it out. I want your name, where exactly you are in Nigeria. If you're not in Nigeria, let me know where you are, and something interesting about you. I'm going to go first. My name is Adebayo Ajayi. I'm based in Canada. Something interesting about me, I really love soccer, which we call football in Nigeria, and I love Arsenal Football Club. So I think that's interesting about me. All right. So over to you. If you want to unmute, fine. If you don't want to unmute, put it in the chat. If I can take 4 or 5 people, I will take that and we'll proceed. Okay. Thank you.
Up Arsenal.
Thank you, Sam. Okay. So your name, your location, and something interesting about you. Okay. Who is going? You can, like I said, can use the chat. If you don't want to type, it's totally okay.
All right. So my name is Jesse Oluwadari, and I'm currently located at Abuja in Nigeria. And yeah, I love to read books.
Awesome.
Books on. Yeah, I love reading books.
Sounds good. There's a great man called Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon says reading makes a man. So a man that does not read would actually not grow. So awesome. Nice to meet you, JC. Okay. I need 3 more. 3 more. What's happening to my audience? Like I said, you can type if you don't want to unmute.
Good evening, everyone. My name
Hi.
is Samuel. I am from Yabatek, and I love reading. I love playing football and listening to music.
Awesome. That's interesting. Playing soccer or football and listening to music. Amazing. 2 more persons. 2 more persons. If not, if I have 1 more, I will proceed.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Yes, my name is Obu Obina Ferdinand. I'm a student of Yaba College of Technology in Lagos. What's interesting about me is that I love to learn. And also to work. So that's it for me.
Amazing. Awesome. Nice to meet you, Obina. I think I can proceed now since I don't have any other person. All right. Why exactly does 2026 need attention? Actually, not just 2026 that needs attention. January needs attention. This week needs attention. But why exactly do we always instill that, insist that people should plan for their year? I realize that a lot of people don't really plan. And when I try to do goal setting, one of the things I start with an assessment of yourself, who you are, what you've done. And it's so important because we are more reactive than being intentional. Okay, nice to meet you, Khadijat, live in Lagos, love ants and creating digitally and offline. Amazing. Nice to meet you, Khadijat. So a lot of times we just want to be reactive. And I realized that every single time you are reactive in life, you will not get the best result you ought to get. It means that you are living your life on luck. And let me tell you what luck basically means. Luck is 50% success, 50% failure. Because what it means to be lucky is that, oh, you can also be unlucky as well. And that is what it means when you live a reactive life. When there is no plan in place, you are just ensuring that you are just living life. So if you don't want to just live your life on vibes, then you have to plan. You have to move from hoping to achieving. I see a lot of people are probably from Yaba College, Yaba Tech, and all. Now, the best time to predict your future is not when you've graduated, is while you were in school. A lot of things I'm doing right now. I started as far back as 2008 while I was, the first year in uni. I programmed a lot of things, and of course, I can't tell you that none of those things have changed. Of course, things change as we are growing, and we keep rediscovering ourselves. But one thing I can tell you is that there's a programming in place that it just helps me to execute and keep going on from what I'm doing. Now, my session today, ideally it's going to be a workshop, but I understand that probably my audience are not prepared for that, but I'll try. But if not, I'll give you some take home that you need to do, and then you see how powerful your life can turn out. I've done this exercise personally. My family have done it. My organizations, we have done it, and then Dash community members is your time to do it, so that you see how powerful your year can actually be. So I'm here to help you to plan strategically and how to execute with ease. A lot of times when people hear goal setting, they're very angry. I don't know whether you've witnessed that. When they hear goal setting, so I don't want those fluffy stuff. They're very angry. Now, one of the reasons why they're angry is that they made New Year resolutions that they were not compliant with, and they think it's the fault of goal setting. Absolutely not. And I'm here to tell you four reasons why you have problem when you are planning. Number one, your goals are vague. Let me give you a very good example. When you say things like, oh, I want to get richer in 2026, that means absolutely nothing. I want to get richer. What? Like, richer? Is it with 1,000 naira or 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira? Like, when you have big goals, at the end of the day, at the end of 2026, you don't even know whether you're richer or not, because your goal is vague. But if you say, oh, I want to have 5,000, sorry, I want to have like 5 million naira in my account at the end of 2026. Of course, my numbers might be arbitrary for, depending on your income and all. But if there's a specific goal that you want to hit financially, career-wise, health-wise, and all, let it be very clear. If it's not clear, you find out that you have a huge problem with planning. Number two is basically being overwhelmed. I always advise people that every year, focus on 3 to 5 things you want to achieve every year. Like 3 to 5 things. Don't be fluff. Don't say, oh, 30, 40 things. I consult goal setting every December, and the last goal setting I conducted, I realized that some people have 20 goals. I told them already that this is recipe for disaster, because we have to put some systems with that goal, and if the goal is too much, you will fall. So it's so important and strategic that you have to ensure that your goals are inked on something and your goals are not too many. Number three is no accountability. When I talk about accountability, I talk about two things. Accountability is people, accountability is process. I'll give you a good example. Accountability is ability to write down, and then you hold yourself accountable to what you've written, and that this is what I really want to achieve. That's the one which I call the process of accountability. The second part of accountability is people. A lot of us are not accountable to anybody. Like, we don't have mentors, we don't have friends. On Instagram yesterday, I wrote something about the difference between mentors, coach, counselor, and a lot of times we call someone a mentor and that person is actually our coach. Because someone a counselor and that person is actually a mentor. Because someone a consultant, that person is a mentor. Like, who are you accountable to? Is it your friends? Is it your mentor? Is it your coach? Is it your counselor? Is it your consultant? And number four is, one reason why people don't really plan well is that they lose momentum. Maybe January they did not meet their goal, February they did not meet their goal. Say, oh, this goal, I'm not interested again. No. I remember in 2020 during COVID-19, I wrote a professional exam, which is a project management professional exam. And I wrote that I wanted to pass that exam. And initially, I failed the exam. And after I failed the exam, I said, oh, let me give myself another 10 weeks to write the exam. I wrote the exam again. I passed the exam. And not just did I pass, I started a huge company, which is the PMP Hub, where what we do is to help people transition into project management and pass exam. In the last 4 years, we have made over 50 million in that company. All we do is help people pass exam. And guess what? That company started from failure, me failing PMP once, and then I realized that, oh, you know what? When I gave myself more time and we're able to, go over it again to see why we failed, and we built organization. I have almost 7 people that work in the organization on our payroll every month from failure. So don't lose momentum when you don't meet your goals. If you don't meet your goals, go back and tell yourself, why didn't I meet those goals? And how can I, reignite myself to ensure that I meet those goals? All right. So these are the things I'll be speaking about today. Please, keep your questions. When I'm done, ask questions. And of course, if you think that certain questions cannot wait, I'm more than willing to take your questions. I have double screen here. I can see the chat. I can see you when you raise your hand, and I'm ready to take your questions. All right. So let's start. Power of clarity. I want us to do something. I want us to take 5 minutes of our time. If you have your pen, fantastic. If you have an iPad, your phone, fantastic. Can you write down how you want 2026 to end for you? So, your own might be career related, your own might be finance related, yours can be relationship related, yours can be health and energy related, yours can be financial goals related as well. So just take 5 minutes. Like I said, it's a workshop. 5-10 minutes, just write down, how do you want 2026 to end? And what does that extraordinary 2026 look like and feel like? Okay, so I'm going to pause. Ideally this time, if you are in my workshop, I'll just play music for you, to enjoy yourself, so you'll be thinking and enjoying yourself, But yes, just write down, how do you think will you enter 2020? You're like, oh wow, this is a good year for me. Write it down. There's one of the greatest book I've read, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. One of the habits is having the end in mind. When you have the end in mind, you will see how powerful your journey can become. So that's what we're trying to do today. Okay, like I said, it's a workshop. So write down, how do you want 2026 to end for you? Okay. Okay, awesome. You have 2 more minutes, sorry. Guys, I want you to just, as much as possible, partake in this exercise. How do you want your 2026 to end? Okay, let's pause. I have 2 questions. Can anyone share what they've written? If you, of course, it's very voluntary. Anybody that would like to share what they've written? Anybody? Anybody? All right, go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm just going to say a few things that I've written here.
Yeah, all right.
The first thing that I've written is one to end 2026 with full gratitude and worship to God for life. That's number 1. And number 2, I've completed my LLM
That's
studies.
law, right?
Yes, LLM, Masters in Law.
Okay.
Completed that. And also to secure fully funded opportunities, international opportunities, and also to secure and international work visa as well.
Amazing.
Yes, those are the things I've written.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. All right. Anybody else that wants to share? Anybody else that would like to share what they've written to us? Okay, JC, please go ahead.
All right. So for me, I wrote to be consistent in devotion throughout the year, and yes, I plan on writing two cloud certification exams: the cloud practitioner and the solutions architect. This architect um certificate this year also, and also because I'm currently serving, I want to at least learn when I can learn from my place of primary assignment, maximize service here to the fullest, and also in my savings, I want to be able to be consistent in saving and investment. So that's for me.
Amazing, amazing, JC. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right. Let's proceed. Thank you for all for sharing. Great. Okay. Now, based on what we've done before, I just want to say this. Imagine it is 31st December 2026, and you are reflecting on an incredible year. What specific achievement to make you feel proud? Which was the exercise you've done? Some of you talked about international opportunity. Some of you talked about being aligning with God more. Relationship is also part of it as well. Financial security, personal well-being, professional growth. These are some of the things that people said goes on. Now, I want to say this, and I said it earlier before: less is more when it comes to goal setting. And even though you have a lot of aspect of your life that you really want to work on, but I always tell people that 3 to 5 things is basically enough, because when you focus on an area, you're able to think strategically on what exactly do you want to do to improve yourself. There was a year that all I focused on was just my career. I wrote certifications, I completed my MBA, I applied for a PhD program, got new jobs. It was just career. And honestly, you should not more than 3 to 5 jobs. So at this point, I want us to take another 5 minutes. Like I said, it's a workshop, so you are going to do, write 3 to 5 things of the areas and what you want to focus on. So 3 to 5 things. If it's career advancement, take some certification, write it down. If it's health and fitness, oh, I want to go to the gym more. Oh, I want to eat healthy. Oh, I want to eat early before going to bed. If it's financial security you want, if it's lifestyle, some of you want to travel more. Some of you want to, do certain things that you've not been doing before. Relationship as well. Some of you want to get into relationships. Some of you want to improve your relationship with your fellow male colleagues as well. I want us to take some time to do that. Okay. So write 3 to 5 areas of what we really want to do. And so I'll pause I'll give you 5-10 minutes to do this. Okay. What are the 3 to 5 areas that you want to focus on this year? Think about everything. There's something called the life wheel. The life wheel says that we have the career, we have the business, we have the social, we have our fiscal, we have our religion, we have your relationship, you have your finances as well. So let's do that. Okay, Jesse, your hand is up. Please go ahead. You want to ask a question? Okay, we have about 4 more minutes. 3 to 5 areas what we want to focus on. Let's write down. Writing your notes. Some of you are putting in the chat. That's okay, but ensure that you are writing it somewhere that you can easily go back to. That is the most important thing, because this exercise is for you to know what you want to focus on in the year. Okay. Thank you for sharing with me, but I want you to write it in your notes as well. All right. You have about 4 more minutes. Okay, 2 more minutes. All right, so let's continue, guys. All right, you guys have written your 3 to 5 goals, and you know exactly what you want to achieve. The other part is how then can we transform our goals into action plan? So let me give a good example. In the chat, I saw someone write self-sufficient and financial stability. What exactly does that mean in a qualitative and in a quantitative terms? There's something called let our goals be smart, and I'm going to explain what it means for our goals to be smart. We have what is called S in the SMART acronym specific. Let your goal be specific. Let me use finance, because a lot of you guys, well, all of us, we want to have money, right? Okay, so I think we can relate more to finance. When you say I want to be self-sufficient and be financial stability, have you done an analysis of how much you need to earn in a year that will make you financially stable and will make you self-sufficient? Now, if you have done that, that exactly is what you need to write in your goal. So being specific then says that, oh, this year I want to make about 700,000 naira this year. That is what it means for your goals to be smart. So let your goal be specific, measurable. You have said, oh, I want to make 700,000 before the end of Q3, quarter 3, 2026. You have measured your goal. Number 3 is achievable. Is your goal realistic? I'm not, of course, I'm not about aiming low, because I personally don't aim low in life. I do great things, so I don't expect to aim low. However, let your goal be realistically stretching. Don't, if you've not earned probably 500k, you are then saying that, oh, I want to earn 10 million naira in a year. Is it realistic based on the plans you have? Also, let your goals be relevant to you. Just imagine me saying that I want to start becoming a professional swimmer so I can compete in the next Olympics. Like, how real that goal is not relevant with my personal vision. I don't really care about going to Olympics or being a swimmer. So Don't just set goals because your friend is setting this kind of goals. Ensure that your goals is relevant and aligns with your personal mission and vision. Also, time bound as well. Let your goal have a clear deadline. If your goals don't have a clear deadline, it means that you are not focused on anything. In my life, I put a timing to every single thing I do. I don't say I want to do this. I have an exam next week, and I said to myself, before the end of January, I want to write that exam, and I fixed a date to it. I'm not waiting for fluffs. Oh, is this available? Is this not available? And no. Ensure that your goal is smart. Let me come again. Smart means your goal must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be relevant, it must be time bound as well. All right. Let me show you examples of when they say a goal is transformational. Look at this goal now. This big goal, someone says, I want to get fitter in 2026. What exactly does that mean? I want to get fitter. But when we turn it to a smart goal, we are saying, oh, I want to run 10,000 kilometers under 60 minutes by June 2026. This goal is specific. This goal is measurable. This goal is achievable. This goal is realistic. And this goal has a time bound. Okay. So I want us to do something. What your goal has been, I told you guys write 3 to 5 goals. Now, those 3 to 5 goals that you guys have written, can you guys turn it to an achievable goal for me? A smart goal for me. So for example, you say, I want to make more money. Then write, I want to make this also amount of money before this also period. Okay. So your 3 to 5 goals that you've written, can you then make it smarter by putting numbers to it, have a deadline to it, and let it be specific? I give you another 6 minutes for that. This is a workshop, like I said to you. It's a workshop, so you guys will do. If I'm coming to teach, I will teach, but this is a workshop. For those of you that are not doing this thing right now, I really hope you are going to do it, because if you don't do, that's what makes you don't get the benefit of the knowledge. It's only those that translate knowledge into action that reap the benefit of knowledge. Okay, so let's go. Let's turn whatever goals we've written into smart goals. Don't worry, I'm going to ask questions after this part. Thank you. Okay. 5 more minutes. Okay, so let me take a pause before I move to the next thing. Can someone share example of their SMART goals with us? Anyone? An example of your SMART goal. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, so for health, like physical fitness.
Okay,
So one of the things that I have under that it would be to have an eating window.
okay,
Like yes, I have an eating window. So anything I don't eat before that time, that's the end. I take water. Yes, and
okay.
also to go for walks at least thrice in a week. Yes, and also
Awesome.
to yes. So I'm not trying to lose weight. I don't have any weight to lose. I
Mhm.
just want to be healthy. Yes,
Awesome.
and then the
Amazing.
final one is to incorporate more protein, not to cut off carbohydrates completely, but more of protein and veggies. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I like that. That's a very smart health goal. Okay, good. So who is going next? Any other person? All right, please go ahead.
Okay. So I want to work out at least 45 minutes,
Okay, good.
5 days in a week in 2026. I want to read a book every month in 2026. And
Okay.
then I want to attend one networking event each quarter in
Oh,
2026. So I should at least go for 4 networking events this year.
oh, that's very good. That's very, very good. I like that. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Amazing. Any other person? Any other person?
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Bino.
All right. As a visual artist, and
Okay.
a designer, yes, as a visual artist and a designer, by the end of the year, I would like to get advanced skills in my choosing career path,
Okay.
and also to take courses and take courses online and both offline and getting internship positions that would enable me to grow the more.
Okay,
So
good.
so the end goal of all this is by the end of 26 that will be, like I wrote in the chat box, that will be financially stable and more self-sufficient. So I would
So what's
love
the
to like
figure? What's the figure for
uh,
that self-sufficiency?
okay, I'm still coming to the smart
Okay, good.
part of it. So I would also love to like have more freelancing or remote work opportunities, like to get more freelancing and remote work opportunities aside maybe physical opportunities
Okay.
by the end of the year. Then, so the measures is to like make like 6 figure, like 2 million by the end of the year, um, and also to have like a client count, like a count of
That's very good.
clients that are consistently reaching out to me for you know for jobs, and to have that consistent client number of clients that are I can say this number of clients consistently reach out to me on monthly, weekly basis. That'll be my smart measure.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
That's very good. Awesome. Great. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, what we've talked about is the what we want to achieve so far. Now, guess what? Even if you focus on the what, it is still close to New Year resolution until we focus on the important vehicle or element, which is called how. Now, how we want to achieve what we want to achieve is actually more powerful than what you want to achieve. I'll give you a good example. I think it was the first person that spoke that talked about how she wants to eat healthy and not so that she'll be healthier. Now, if she focuses on all those things she says she wants to do, automatically she's going to be healthier. Being healthier, do this, do that is the what. But what we want to do, what we want to do is way more important than what we want to do. Let me give you a good example. I think it was last year when I was setting my goals, I didn't put any goal on my finance. Why? Because over the years, I've built a systems and strategy on finance that naturally I will do just those things. Number one, I will save before spending. I'm a very big investor, real estate, stocks, and different things. Budgeting, whatever comes in, even before it comes in, projected income, projected expenses, actual expenses. I do all those things. So the strategy for wealth creation, I understand it and I implement it. So I don't set any goal on, oh, I want to do this year. Naturally, it flows in that pattern. It's very, very easy. And I want you to understand that all the goals you've set, the how is more important. And that's the final phase we are going into right now. There's one of the greatest book I've read in my life, Atomic Habits by James Clear. One of the things the author said is that you do not rise toward the level of your goals, but you fall towards the level of your system. So it means that you do not rise towards the level of your what you've set. You only fall towards the level of how you want to do what you've set. So what am I trying to say? How you are going to achieve those goals is way more even important than those goals. Motivation gets you started, which is, oh, this is what I want to achieve this year. But the habits that keeps you going are the systems that you build over time. Now, for those of you that have written goals, I want you to write 3 to 5 strategies. It might be 2, it might be 3. You don't need to make it 3. Or of, let me give you some examples of how you want to achieve what. Now, look at these examples I have here, and I'm going to pause, and you guys will do the same. This is a career goal for someone, for example, and the person says the goal is to get promoted to senior project manager within 12 months. Now, what are the strategies to help this person get this promotion? She's going to identify 2 required skill gap. I don't know why I'm assuming that this person is a female. Don't mind me. So, identify 2 required skills for the role and complete 1 certification or training. Number 2, the person is going to lead 1 visible project that delivers major reports in the organization. Number 3, the person is going to provide monthly update to leadership. Number 4, the person is going to meet with senior leaders every 2 months for guidance and performance feedback. Now, let's look at the financial goal. Now, this person wants to save $20,000 in 1 year. What are the strategies? Automate monthly savings, expense reduction, side income, quarterly financial overview. Make sense? Health goal. Look at this health goal, for example. This person wants to lose 10 kg. Now, these are the strategies. Relationship goal, this relationship goal, these are the strategy. So I want you guys to then, all the goals written down, write how you want to achieve those goals. I'll give you 10 minutes for that. This is a workshop, so you're going to work. I'm repeating that. So how do you want to achieve those goals you've set? All right. So we are on it. I'll take a pause while you do that. All right. Okay. What are the strategies? I'm giving you examples for you to use. So Okay, I hope you guys are writing it. Waiting for you guys. Don't get tired. This is why this is a goal setting workshop. Okay, Simon, your hand is up. Please go ahead. Is that a mistake? Okay, it's a mistake, I believe. Okay, I hope you guys are doing it. You have about 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Don't get tired. Two more minutes. 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 Okay. All right. So I believe that you guys have your strategies in place for what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve them. All right. The other part I want to put is, and we're going to wrap up with this, is that in as much as you have done your what, you have done your how, in order for you to get the result you really desire, there is something called execution system. So there are some of those things that you guys have written as your strategies that you have to do every day. These are your daily habits. Put alarms on your phone. Have a Google sheet that is clearly written down that these are the things you want to do every day at this time of the day. I don't know if you guys what they call Duolingo. So Duolingo is a platform that people use to learn languages, and I've been on Duolingo for more than 5 years, and I have almost 3,000 days of streak. And learning French. One of the things I do is that every evening, 7 p.m., I get an alarm on my phone. It's time for you to do Duolingo. As basic as that. If you have a particular goal or strategy you want to do every day, put a system in place that can ensure that you are consistent with it as well. Now, there are some of your strategies that are weekly as well. Ensure that you create time every week to check it out, to see what you are doing, how you are doing, if it's consistent with how you really want to do it. Extremely important. Also, monthly. There are some things that you really want to do monthly. Ensure that you have the system in place to ensure that you're able to do those things monthly at the time you really want to do them. And also, I want to say this: accountability is very, very important in goal setting. And let someone hold you accountable. You can have your partner can be your accountability partner. Your friends can be your accountability partner. A friend of yours can be your accountability partner. A family member can be an accountability partner. Also, mastermind group. This is very important. Last year, couple of my friends, we came together and we said, you know what, we want to be praying 15 minutes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for the whole of 2025, we did it, and we are still doing it at this year. That is what it means to have a close community where you pray together as a team. So have group of friends. Dash community is another amazing community where you can build accountability partner that can help you track your goals and ensure that you are the right path. The third one is coach and mentors. I used to say mentors is like role models, someone you look up to that has gone through the journey that you want to go into. Then you follow that person. While a coach is someone that can help you unlock your potential. There's that potential in you that has not translated in results. What a coach does to you is helps you unlock it and get you the best life you desire. Public commitment, I've seen this a lot on Twitter when people say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this year, and people just hold the person accountable to it, But even though I know that social media is very, very dangerous right now, there are people that when they come for you, you regret posting as well. So just ensure that your public comment can also be, have a vision board in the corner of your room. Just write what you want to do and how you really want to do it, and it really helps you as well. How do you overcome common obstacles? In my journey as a personal excellence coach, one of the things that hold people down and hold people down forever is procrastination. It's so deadly that we don't know that it creeps or not. When you talk to people, you're always telling them, I want to. When will you start doing? I want to, I will, when I those languages, I dislike it. My family members knows, I don't want to hear, I want to, I will. I want to do this at this day. That's better. Not I will when I will. A lot of people we like having dependency on our life. When I get this, I will do this. It holds people down. There's a power of 2-minute rule. While we were in this session, for example, I've done about 3 different things with my device here while we're on this call. That's the power of 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes that you can easily do something quick. You say, oh, when things are okay, I'm going to get it done. Whereas it's a 2-minute task. Why are you holding yourself down? Get to it and push as well. Number 2 is lost motivation. A lot of times, we lose motivation along the line. Now, this is the news flash. Motivation will always be lost. That's why discipline is very important. Let me give you an example of married people. Do you think married people they always feel that butterfly in their tummy every single day of the year? No, sometimes even when they don't feel that butterfly, they know that I'm married to this person, and there's a discipline to make love a choice rather than a feeling. When love becomes a choice, love becomes more everlasting. Do you get my point? I'm not teaching you love, right? I'm just teaching you that don't always be looking for motivation. Motivation will never and always be there. sometimes discipline will have to replace motivation for you. Number three is, time scarcity. A lot of times, we always say that time is not enough. And guess what? Time will never be enough. Number four is perfection. I also hear a lot of people say that, oh yeah, I want, when things are perfect. My brother, nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing is going to be perfect. So keep going. When you miss it, go ahead and, you would keep getting better. Like I said, there are some tools, apps that you can use to track your goals, calendar, Notion, Asana, or journaling. Just write down and you see how powerful you can easily become. In as much as you've written your strategies and how, don't pack it again till December 2026. Track it. I've said there are some goals I track weekly, monthly, quarterly. Ensure that you keep tracking your goals. Next steps. When people come for meetings like this, they go to bed and they're excited. Excitement does not change anyone's life. So what changes people's life is when they take action. Now, there are some things I really want you to do. I know a lot of people were not able to get their focus groups, their strategies. Get back home in the next 48 hours. Spend 30 minutes reflecting on how do you want 2026 to actually end? Choose the 3 to 5 focus area, then create your SMART goals, map out your quarterly milestones, find an accountability partner, and by doing all these things, you realize you have taken the first action. Make 2026 your best year. A goal without a plan is just a wish. A plan without execution is just a dream. So wake up from that dream and execute, and you see that 2026 is that year that you have been waiting for. Thank you so much. I would like to take some questions. I would like to take some questions. Any question for me?
Yeah.
Any question for me, please? There's no question. Thank you so much. I'll pass it on over to the Dash community leaders. Thank you so much for having me.
Sorry for questioning late. I really apologize.
No worries, no worries. Go ahead.
This evening. So my question is quite it's not funny, but like I believe some people possibly have that question, but they're not really asking. What do you do when you don't really have an accountability partner or you don't have an opportunity of having someone to be accountable to and you're still looking for but like in that kind of situation, what do you do?
Hold yourself accountable while you get somebody that you hold yourself accountable. Put yourself on. I always say this, and I say this a lot of times, that I wish I have accountability partner a long time ago. My life would have been way better than this. But nevertheless, I've done great things. I'm in my mid-30s and I've done great things because I've held myself accountable. And I know what I want part time and I go for it. So why you are Khadija, you asked a very beautiful question, by the way. Why you're waiting for an accountability partner, hold yourself accountable and look for accountability partner as much as you can. Very good question, by the way.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Please ask questions. Ask questions. I think, okay. It's there. Please go ahead.
So as a follow-up to Khadija's question,
Okay.
how do you ask someone to be your accountability partner? You literally just say, be my accountability partner. And how do you figure out who
Honestly,
is the best accountability partner?
80% of what we worry about never come to pass. 80%. Why 15% of what we worry about, we don't have control over it. 5% of what we worry about, actually, that worriness is actually real. Just ask. It's very simple. The worst you can hear is a no, but just ask. Just ask. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Debayo. I
welcome.
believe that we should still have 1 or 2 questions more. Right. So if you want to type your question, please go ahead to do that. And if you have, so I also need one. Okay, Obina has a question, and after Obina, I need one person. I'm going to call names. If you don't, and if nobody raises up their hand, to just summarize what they have learned. Just give me key takeaways from this session. Right. So you have time to think about it while Obina asks this question. Please go ahead, Obina.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Adebayo, for the session. My question is, what are those practical habits or systems that we can put in place to ensure that we overcome procrastination, like to make sure that when we set these goals that we are able to like see them through. So what are those practical habits or systems that we can put in place to ensure that?
Very good. Number one is how to avoid procrastination. I believe that's your question. Do things immediately. There was a time I was reading a book on procrastination, about 500 pages. Of course, I procrastinated that book because if I know if I'm not if I don't procrastinate, why would I want to read the book? And 500 pages of how to overcome I just left the book. Do things immediately. Honestly, time yourself, time box yourself. Today alone, there are things I want to do. Just have a to-do list. And there's a way that if for those of you that have to-do list, let me give you a good example. For those of you that have to-do list, have you ever seen that sometimes when somebody's on your to-do list, but when you do that thing, you not clearly to-do list, you not take it that you've done it. That's how excited the brain is. Have a to-do list, a checklist. Oh, I want to do this thing today. When you do, you check it. You are excited about it and do this immediately. That's my trick. I do things immediately. I don't. In short, I'm so fast-paced that sometimes I tend to compromise on quality because of my speed. So I'm trying to balance things. So do this immediately. Have a deadline and hold yourself accountable to high standard. And one of the ways to actually avoid procrastination is if you believe in goal setting. I know this is what we want to achieve. When you don't get that result, you don't sleep at night. You can't sleep. There'll be burden on your heart. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you again. Thank you again, Mr. Debayo. So now I need one person. So if you can turn on your videos, please go ahead and do that. I'm sure Mr. Debayo wants to see your beautiful handsome faces as well, so that it's not just his own face that we are seeing. So please turn on your video briefly. We're about to wrapping up, yes, but before we do that, I need one person or even two persons to. I believe Mr. Debayo wants that at least one or two persons to give a recap of what they have learned, so that at least he knows he wasn't talking to himself all this while. So I need, and then if you don't raise up your hand, I'm going to call you. And also, I think that for me, I have some tools to help, with, like you said, timing yourself and everything like that. And this is one of them. You can use there are timers on your phone as well, focus and all of those things. Sometimes you might say, they don't work and everything. Try them first. I think that one thing that I've come to realize is that in thinking that you can do also, and when you start to do them, today you might fall, like you don't keep to it, tomorrow a week, but then you begin to see that, okay, you got this and you want to use it, and then maybe 10 minutes, so it has 10, it has 30, it's quite helpful. For me, it just helps with focus. So until I hear the timer go off, I won't leave what I'm doing. So if it goes off and I want to go and press Instagram small, I know that, I've dedicated some 10 minutes to what I want to do, that kind of thing. So there are a lot of apps on your phone that you can use for that. And you can also have a flip chart, a mini one. I think that can also, just your pen and paper can do a lot too. Like just write everything down. And sometimes I find out that I make, I have things I want to do. I get overwhelmed. Maybe something I've not done. I've written since Monday. By Wednesday, that thing is still on my mind. One day I will just pick it up and do it, and I ensure that I finish it before the rest of the week. So I think that those are just practical ways, and then you are becoming and all of that. So I would say that this was a very packed session. These are master classes that top leaders attend. I'm certain, because a lot of people even pay huge amounts of money to hear of everything Mr. Adebayo has given us for free. So, courtesy the Dash community. Thank you very much, sir. So I'm going to call names, and if I call your name, you must answer. Yes. So if you don't want me to call your name, help yourself by raising up your hand. Now, but if you, okay, so I'll go with Chuku.
Before you start calling them out, let me say something.
Okay.
So thank you so much. This was really good. One thing I wanted to say that I tried to do and I need to do better with when it comes to procrastination or pushing things aside is the act of rewarding yourself, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, you know what, it's me, work on this thing for 1 hour and you can watch Netflix. Like,
Yeah.
something like that. Or like Abisuye said, oh, and then I'll go on Instagram, because the little things that you want and you just do anyway, if you kind of attach it to what you really, really want to do and what really, really matters, watching Netflix does not really matter. Going on Instagram does not really matter, right?
Yeah.
So what really matters when you pay attention to that and then reward yourself with these things that do not really matter, but to you like, sometimes it helps. Like, oh, okay, I can have ice cream when I'm done with this. Something just small. I can go and hang out with my friend once I finish writing that paper. Or some things like that can also help. But this was really great. Definitely helped me break down like my SMART goals and making it more clear. So thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you.
Who else say
All right,
something?
Obina, please go ahead.
Okay. I think one take home from this webinar is he mentioned from the beginning that accountability. I think accountability is the key word for me that I'll be taking home. That is really, really important that we are accountable to ourselves. He mentioned that accountability is a process. Accountability is a person. So in the pursuit of trying to get the better version of ourselves, that is really, really important that we are very accountable, especially to ourselves. So that's one thing I'll be taking home.
All right, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Obina. Thank you. I don't know if Khadija wants to say something. Khadija, Jesse, Simeon, just one thing. One thing that you have taken away from today's session.
All right.
There's a lot of background noise.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
Jesse. All right.
All right. So for me, what I'm thinking, the part where he explained the SMART process, was so I understood the process of how the SMART process of specific, measurable, realistic, time bound, and all these things. Like it made more sense now that I'm setting the goal, like during the workshop session. So it's one of the things I'm taking away from, like, to always, whenever I'm setting goals, to always implement that SMART technique. So that is for me.
Thank
Awesome.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Amazing. One more person. Who's going to be that person? Simeon, do you want to say something? Samuel. Okay, go ahead, Samuel. Okay, Samuel, then Khadija. Thank you. Samuel, you're muted if you are speaking.
Well, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Um, my own question is: those people who are actually running businesses online, and they have time to, because most of their most business we have today is online, so they have to balance their social life and their should I say business life? Yeah. So how do you manage that? Because when you try to balance your social life and not balance business life, it's kind of difficult in some sense. So how do you manage
Sorry, I didn't really get the question well. It might
Yes.
just be me. You're not really clear.
that? Okay. I said, how do you balance social life?
Can you
Yeah, I'm thinking
can you
meaning
use the
how
chat
to balance
box?
social life and something.
Like a business where people run their businesses online, how do they balance it? Because most times it gets confusing when people actually go to go online, you see some things that you spend when you're not supposed to spend. How do you balance it? How do you teach yourself to discipline when it comes to that?
Can you type in the chat box?
Yeah.
Can
Sorry.
you type it? Someone, can you type it? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Khadija, please go ahead.
It's not really a question per se. It's just what you mentioned about what I was able to take.
Yes,
I
please
think
go ahead.
usually I've been to sessions where I talk about smart goals and all that. But something that I know that I haven't heard was actually don't set too many goals. I haven't heard that from like any person saying set me. Like it's always about set your goals this and that, but it has never been about don't set too many goals. It has always been set the goals, what you want. But I said don't set many goals. I just thought it paused and it made a lot of sense. And I realized that posting out the issue for me and all of that. You just keep separating everything down. But when you set specific goals that you want to achieve per year, it gives you a sense of I don't really explain, but it made a lot of sense that okay, at least this year, like, yes, I'm going to do something because I can just set specifically 3 to 4 things I want to focus on, and I'll definitely focus on those things and get it done instead of me doing
Yeah,
10 things and getting a very long list and all of that. So I say that's for me.
amazing,
Thank
amazing.
you very much, Khadija. Amazing. Don't set too many goals. The and Josephine just shared that what she has learned how to overcome procrastination, do things immediately, and to time herself. Yes, amazing. So I believe that we've all learned, one or two things from today's webinar. So the Dash community, I need us to go ahead, and if you're not following us across social media, do that. And these things that you have learned, I don't want you to gatekeep. We don't do that in the Dash community. We don't gatekeep, right? We share. I know that Mr. Adebayo is not against us sharing some tips that he shared with
Yeah.
us. Yeah, so please go ahead, go on all across your social media. If you're on LinkedIn, today's meeting, share your key takeaways with other people. In fact, gather your classmates, gather your friends, get on a phone call, tell them, okay, today vision mapping session that I attended with Dash community, these are the things that I learned. And you know what they say about you reiterating something that you've learned? It stays with you. That is one thing I also believe. So when you share with other people, you are able to stay true to it, right? So I think Simon's hand is up. Okay, so Simon's question came up. I think, please, we have like a few seconds left, but I think Mr. Debe can still answer that. How do you balance social life and still thrive doing business on social media space? Because it can get confusing for most.
Yeah, honestly, if you are in social, if you are doing business and you are not social, there's a risk. Now, what is the risk? There's a risk that you're going to lose business. I'm into business, and I realize that social media is not just for fun; it is for networking. I can imagine how many businesses I've gotten on social media. So, honestly, why do you want to be antisocial because you're into business? But just need to draw the line, know when you need to, just sometimes stay away, and then come back, reignite yourself, and do things in a better and a bigger scale. Honestly, that will be my feedback on that. Just create that balance and don't run away. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Adebayo. Okay, so please, when you share your key takeaways, tag us across all social media platforms at the Dash community. The Dash community wants to search on Instagram, on LinkedIn, um, on YouTube. You're going to find the Dash community. And also, I want you to know that this is not the last for this year. We have some other webinars across the months packed for young people, because we don't want to stop here. We also want to equip us with the requisite knowledge for all of these goals. I heard some of you sharing your career goals that you set and all of those things. Part of how you can achieve them is to attend this kind of webinars, right? And one thing that these things do for you is that they keep you updated with knowledge, and then you are able to apply them, right? So tell your friends, share with everybody. And also, very soon we'll be opening up the community or Dash again. Sign up, join, and I promise you it's a full ride for 2026, because 2026 for Dash also, we have our own vision blueprint also. We have our plans mapped out. So it's not just you that have planned things. Dash community has also planned a lot of things. Okay, so I'm going to I don't know if Yetunde wants to say something. And so I had introduced myself earlier, but also I introduced Yetunde. She's a founder of the Dash community. I call her, you know what they say, unsung heroes. Unsung heroes. They are just at the back end. The only time you see her face is on calls like this. She'll just come. In fact, sometimes she'll not, turn on her camera. She's just at the back end making things happen. But because of her passion for Nigerian, a lot of people can just say, what's my business?
Yeah.
When they say, as long as it will favor me and my family. So as long as your own family, but she is really passionate about young people, and we don't just want to be the only ones in the rooms making decisions, making things happen. Yes, and she has called everybody along, which is why we have the Dash community. So, Ayetunde, maybe you want to address us for a few seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abisi. Thank you so much, Mr. Debayo. This was very, very great. I'm so glad. When I reached out to you, I really did not think you were gonna respond, to be honest. So I'm so glad that you responded and you came and you really enlightened us and helped, give us the tools and techniques and the resources that we need to be able to do 2026 right. And I'm very, very grateful for that. It kind of, charges us to move forward. It's already 17th of January. Like we're already,
I
it's
know.
already going. Before you know it, it's December and we're back at it again, right? So how do we make sure that December 2026 is much better than we expected by planning from January 2026? And you've helped us, create a framework that we can use to guide that process. So I'm very, very grateful, that you came to speak with us. Really appreciate you being here, and everyone that attended. Thank you so much for taking this step towards your own growth. And it's a pleasure to be able to put this together. I'm very glad that you're all here and we're able to make this happen today. Don't let it end here. Let's continue to do all that we can to be the best version of ourselves every day, one step at a time. Sometimes you fall back, but just keep going, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. That's all really is required of you to do the best that you can with what you have. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate this time. Thank you so much, Mr. Adebayo. Thank you so much for everyone that participated. Thank you so much for all the attendees. Thank you, Abisoye. I'm really grateful. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Yetunde. Thank you. So that is it for the vision blueprint, mapping your 2026 goals. Please, it shouldn't end here at all. Share your successes, share your milestones, and all right. I think that did you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say something real quick. So, part of the things we're doing with Dash Community, one of the things we want to start is we're starting like a Dash Community member group, right? So there's going to be an actual Dash Community group. We're going to have a WhatsApp group, and we're going to, keep each other accountable, right? So when you're talking about accountability before, these are the things we want to build so that we have systems that help us check in with each other, provide resources to support each other on this journey, but also keeping each other accountable on this journey. Let's not slack in February or March. Let's just keep the momentum going. So when that is ready, which is going to be in February, expect to see that, and please sign up so that we can, grow together. Thanks.
Okay, so thank you so much, Yetunde. All right, that brings us to the end of today's session. If you did not turn on your camera before, please briefly turn it on and smile. Briefly turn it on and make sure that you're smiling. This your smile is one in town. If you can turn on your cameras, Simeon, I see you. Khadija, I see you. Jesse, I see you. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. But make sure you turn on your camera before you leave. Thank you so much, Mr. Adebayo, again. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.